Hello everybody, welcome to It Was Tuesday with your host James Chen, aka J Chenzor. Today we are going to be talking about some cool stuff here, including some accidental controversy that I seem to be very good at creating here. But we are going to be going over all of the cool A.K.I stuff. Oh wow, Mike Ross has a reaction to the A.K.I trailer. I don't know if I've seen that. But Wade, maybe I'll ask you for a link at some point in time for that, because I mean the new trailer for A.K.I is kind of ridiculous. So let's just, you know what? Why even beat around the bush? Let's go over here. Here we go. So let us take a look at all of the new A.K.I stuff that's going on. But before we get started here, I'd like to repeat a story that I mentioned here on stream, on social media. But even before what do you call it? Let me move my chair up a little bit here. Even before Street Fighter 4, I had this weird thing going on with my character choices, right? So I was playing like Cammy was one of my first mains. In Alpha 3, I liked playing Mika. And then in CVS 2, I liked playing Maki. So I seem to always have the characters with this kind of Cammy, Mika, Maki sound. And now in Street Fighter 6, I play Kim, which kind of fits in that as well. But now we have this character named A.K.I. Am I meant to play A.K.I as well, so I can play Cammy, Mika, Maki, Kim, and A.K.I? Is this how it's gonna go? Is that's what's gonna happen over here? That might actually be the thing. But again, let's just watch this first, and then I'll just talk about it, because we just need to see this character, and that way when I talk about it, it'll make a lot more sense about the things that I'm talking about over here. Whoa, let me move my microphone over here without killing myself. All right. Oh God, I have so much junk on my desk over here. Let's do this here. And we'll just watch this through one time, of course. I won't say much because the audio for the trailer will be higher. And then we'll go through this little by little and examine this as much as we can.
Time to work, time to work. When inhaled, coriamyrtin blocks the gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors in the central nervous system, causing spasmodic muscle contractions.
Master, it's a work of art! It's perfect!
What to do with you now? So, shall we put him out of his misery?
God, it's just absolutely psychotic.
Time for some experimentation. I bet poison would work wonders on you.
What is happening? God, the first time I saw that, I was just like, what is happening here?
Poison's on the menu.
I mean, I don't... Those are not natural nails there, JP. Oh my God, what? The sound effect on that.
Here, there, then here, and... Bing! My magnum opus!
Is my poison kicking in?
I like how basically she just straight up murders you after she wins. Oh my God. And of course, didn't we get some information? Oh, no, wait. That's right. It wasn't actually in the trailer. It was in the tweet letting us know that she's going to be released on September 27th, I believe it was. So what does she say at the end of her level 3? It's my magnum opus or or later on.
Here, there, then here, and... My magnum opus!
Is my poison kicking in?
Yeah, my magnum opus is what she says at the very end, Ian Hart. And in case you don't, or Ion Hart, sorry. And in case you don't know what that means, magnum opus basically means your greatest achievement, basically, right? So my 200-page Capcom versus S&K FAQ that I wrote, I've always considered in terms of my FAQ writing is my magnum opus, right? My 2-hit combo video is my magnum opus for combo videos, etc. Yeah, it's my masterpiece, basically. So that's kind of how it works. So yeah, that's what that means. Magnum opus. Oh yeah, Baron Spaghetti. I mean, the Alpha 3 FAQ is good, don't get me wrong. But that CVS 2 guide is like 200 and some pages, and it has like a lot of valuable information that's even not CVS 2 related. There's a lot of good information in that trailer, man. I mean, in that FAQ. So that's what magnum opus basically means right there. My magnum opus. So yeah, it's look, I'm just gonna say right now, right away, kudos to Capcom again, because what they've done with the characters in Street Fighter 6 is so cool, because Street Fighter has had a history of creating just the most physical monstrosities for all their male characters, right? Like Honda, Dhalsim, Zangief, Sagat, Urien, Necro. Like, they've always gone kind of crazy with their male character designs. And on the opposite end of things, their women have always been so extremely conservative, right? I mean, I've had this complaint before a lot of time about fighting games where the women in general all look kind of the same, right? Like you get a Lucia and a Maki and an Ibuki and a Cammy. And honestly, like, if it wasn't for their outfit and their hair, you wouldn't really be able to see the difference between them, you know? And yeah, fair, Renato. I don't mean conservative as in, like, you know, like fully clothed. I mean conservative in that they don't really stray from the very the statuesque model of the physical form of women. And yes, so this is why I love Street Fighter 6, which Wade says it's one reason I love Marisa so much. It's honestly one of the things that I think what makes everybody love Marisa so much is that we're finally getting this very standout kind of look. And even though we literally have a character in the game that's supposed to be a model, a fashion icon model in Manon, nothing about Manon falls under that very, very standard statuesque female figure. She's got like extremely like she's like pure muscle. Like she's like 0% body fat, kind of this weird like tightness to the way that her like legs and arms look. She's got a very distinct face. She's got a very unconventional nose. Her body just looks very different. And it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing to see. And honestly, like, Aki just kind of falls into this as well, right? Because we are getting just the craziest, creepiest character in the world. And even when we first saw the trailer at EVO, the what do you call it? The concept art that we had, the leak, right? The Street Fighter 6 concept art leak. the images there, like that was like when you look at that, that was obviously fairly old because you could actually see that Lily looked older in that leak. But then Aki, like I think even between the leak picture and so this is the leak picture over here. Even between the leak picture and how she came out, I feel like her face. I mean, obviously, this is a frontal, view of her face, angle of her face, so it's hard to tell. But I just love the fact that her face has a very distinct look, especially like the bridge of the nose and everything like that. It has that really long curve that kind of creates this weird forehead. No, I know Peter 6011. Dude, you don't even understand. Like, I so much prefer this Lily. Oh God. But yeah, like there's just something about the way Aki looked here, and then the way that she came out when I saw her on the Evo trailer, I was like, wait a second, this is way different than I thought. And I love it, dude. I love how wiry she is, right? Like, she's wiry, and then they really, really leaned into this horror movie kind of feel to her. Like, they really tried to lean in towards the kind of, like the Ring kind of thing, right? And so, I mean, dude, like, I like just like how wiry she is in this. Yeah, I mean, her hair is actually considerably crazier now than it was in that concept art. But the funny thing is, I kind of like that though. I like that they decided to go absolutely nuts with her design, because like I said, they've had this kind of obsession with being scared to make their women have very distinct looks and have very odd features, right? They've always made them look very picturesque, very statuesque, and the fact that Aki, I think, is just really, really, oh God. And then this is just nasty, dude. She's just stabbing this poor dude. She's just stabbing John World Tour, right? That's not actually John World Tour. But again, like the way that she looks, like the facial features, right? They weren't scared to really exaggerate her facial features. Because even with a lot of the previous Street Fighter characters, even when you take away their hair, it's still hard to tell the difference between the characters. Honestly, like when I tried to make my World Tour Maki, you know, because I wanted to have Maki running around World Tour, she just looked like a generic character. But like Aki's face is like really distinct. Like if you just drew her facial features and didn't even show the shape of her face and like took away her hair, you would know that it's Aki. Like just by looking at the face, you know it's Aki. And that's just like so cool. Aki is a completely brand new character, Friezard. So her storyline is that she's obsessed with poison because her master is F.A.N.G from Street Fighter V. So she's part of F.A.N.G's old crew. And she wants, and you'll see a lot of F.A.N.G influences in her moveset as well. So, God. And what a costume too. And dude, that little shrug with the giggle. Dude, I love this shit, dude. Like, seriously, the little shrug with the giggle.
So, shall we put him out of his misery?
God. It's so good. Now, one thing I will say is that I do still kind of wish that Aki's voice was a little deeper or something a little less... I mean, when I see a character that looks like Aki, this is kind of what I expect her voice to have sounded like, right? Like, I probably would have liked something a little bit more unconventional. Having said that, I found out that Aki is voiced by Faye Mata, and that is super cool. One, I know what Faye sounds like, and she doesn't sound anything like this. So she did an amazing job with not sounding like herself at all with this character. And so for the voice that's actually here, I mean, Faye did an amazing job. I don't know how many people in the chat are familiar with voice actors and stuff, but Faye's done voices. She voiced Ling Xiaoyu in the Tekken anime that everyone's standing next to a giant pyramid. And then she also did the voice of Matera in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Matera. But in case you guys don't know, Faye Mata is like super OG FGC. Okay, like I knew Faye from way back, like early Street Fighter 4 days, right? She was around, and I remember seeing her early Street Fighter 4 days, maybe even before Street Fighter 4 days. I've known Faye for a very, very long time, and she's always been part of the fighting game community. So I think it's super cool that she actually gets to be officially like voicing a character in Street Fighter. Like, what a cool accomplishment. And the funny thing is, every time I see that, I'm like, man, I'm jealous. I wish I could voice a character in Street Fighter 6. And I'm like, wait a minute, I voiced myself. Wait a minute, I am in Street Fighter 6. I have a voice in Street Fighter 6. Yeah, she did Lulu in League of Legends as well. But like, I have this picture with her from way back, like, I think it was like maybe second year of Street Fighter 4, where we took a picture with Tokido. It was like me, Tokido, and Faye. I accidentally almost destroyed her Jury cosplay at like a launch event as well. So, you know, I've known Faye for a really long time. And so honestly, I am super proud of her that she was able to do this, to be able to do a voice here in Street Fighter 6. So, I mean, to me, I like seeing people that I've known find success in ways that are meaningful to them. And I know for her that this is probably super cool. So shout outs to her doing this voice. Like I said, too, she did an amazing job with the voice. But let's look at these moves, shall we? Like, dude, what is going... So she's going to have range, right? So this looks like a towards medium punch, or maybe just a medium punch. But here we already see with the light punch, I'm assuming that this is a light punch, right? We're already seeing shades of F.A.N.G where everything is 2 hits, right? So the thing about F.A.N.G is he was obsessed with the number 2, right? So everything he did was 2 hits. And in fact, I have the feeling that in beta versions of Street Fighter V, F.A.N.G could cancel all of his specials into another special so he could chain them, and so thus to keep with the theme of the number 2. However, it was probably too strong, so they had to take that away. As you could see throughout the time that F.A.N.G has existed, they kept adding some of that back. So I actually think that's something that they wanted to do with F.A.N.G, was to keep everything be at 2s. Now, obviously, she's not obsessed with this, but she is part of F.A.N.G's crew, so she's going to have some leftovers on that. So again, but that's 3 jabs, right? So she has 3 jabs. So maybe she's obsessed with 3 because she's number 3 in the gang now. I don't know, whatever. But that's, I mean... Again, it's such a simple animation, but, you know, the thing that sells the animation, again, is just the speed at which she strikes, right? You see it. It's not like she's just going, It's, like, it's the speed of the strikes that sell the animation. And this is, I've talked about this many times. It's what makes... it looks so much better, right? Right, like a snake. She's got this whole snake motif with her, right? And so, you know, I hate doing this, but every time I bring up these animation things, I have to talk about NRS stuff. But again, that's one of the weaknesses of NRS moves, is that NRS doesn't have the control of the speed. Like I said, Superman should have been like Marisa. Everything should have been pow, like that. Like that's how he should have been. Like these jabs, like they don't have the strength, but they have the speed. It looks more like precision strikes. And I really, really like that, dude. Oh, yeah, she has her own hit sounds. It's a good point, JKY. I didn't even think about that. But here we go. Okay, so is her low fierce, or is her low heavy punch going to be a sweep, it looks like? Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then this crazy kick. But again, it's not like she's animated super flowingly or anything like that. Like, it's just her lifting her leg, kind of like the katana kick. But the weight is there, and like I said, the implication of it striking, like stabbing, is there. And again, you know, I've talked about the fact that I love that Marisa is power, Manon is grace, JP is like effortlessness, Rashid is more about agility, right? They added all the agility and the athleticism to him. And she's all about precision. And I love that. I love that about this character's moves. And again, you know, even though she kicks very normally up like this, the weight, the balance is still there. And so when she finishes the kick, she still has to account for the balance shift of the kick. And so it's just so cool looking that she has this recovery where she doesn't just put the leg down. She actually leans back a little bit and crosses over again. It's so cool. It's so cool. And then overhead looks like, and then I don't know what this is, dude. What a crazy ass move. But did that cause a knockdown? It didn't look like it. Yeah, that's an air reset. Now, here we go. Another example of F.A.N.G, right? 2-hit move here. Now, like I said, they didn't go all in with it, but it is there, and it's obviously a low crush as we see there. And again, not crazy animations as she kicks, and her torso is very stiff. But it's all in the presentation, right? This could have looked really awful, but like, even though her torso is stiff, like it fits with the whole thing. I don't know, like, it's just, there's a really strong sense of good animation here. The posing is great, yeah. And then here, I don't know what this button is. This looks like a towards heavy slash or something. I think that they decide on who to beat up on through just probably theming and choice. They probably wanted to have the newest character from China beating up on the original China character. So that seems fitting to me here. Oh, and then this, I love this. So I don't know what this is, if this is a taunt or whatever, but when she goes into this animation, I don't know if you guys noticed, but she leaves claw marks on the ground. She actually leaves claw marks on the ground. Like, look at that. Ugh. And what is that? Is that poison? Is that blood? I don't know what that is. Look at this. I love that, dude. It's so cool. And I'm sure it's going to fade away and stuff like that. But it's just, what a neat touch right there. Yo, I did not notice how detailed this animation was. I never noticed how detailed this animation is. Dude, look at the way she like snakes into your arm. Oh my God. That's so sick. Ugh. I love it. Same thing with the back throw. Oh God, that's so cool. And then here we go. Now we're starting to see the special moves over here. And look how long her arms are. Like, it almost looks kind of wrong, right? I mean, look at the posing on this, right? Like, it doesn't, like, I don't know if a human can actually pose like this, but despite, like, that's not what animation is about. And her arms look bizarrely long, like, almost inhumanly long. But, like, I think that sells the snake vibe from her, you know? And then what does she do here? She puffs some poison in your face. So she puffs poison in your face and then does this claw extension move over here. And now she has this bubble which pops on you as well. Look at this. And here's that claw mark again. And it looks like, see, this is something that I think that they were trying to give to F.A.N.G. Because she clearly has a coward crouch. We'll see a little bit more information about that on the actual website. She has a coward crouch, so she's actually, looks like, cancels her nail projectile. I don't know, it could be a link. It could be a link. That looked like an animation snap to me. So yeah, so this might be a link. So she might have been going into, you know, canned post animation and then snapping into the start of it. So this might just be a link here. But she goes into the coward crouch and has the slide forward. Yoink! And just avoids it. And then immediately into another nail thing. And then this, like, she's planting bubbles everywhere. Like, she's planting this bubble on the ground and then still has time to anti-air with, what the hell is this move? And again, it's just like non-human poses, but like, does it matter? And then here we go, this weird coward crouch animation where she just slides under, and then out of the coward crouch, she has this leaping stabby move like this. And then this. Oh my God. Like, seriously, the first time I saw this, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, oh my God. Because, like, you know, in that Evo trailer, she did that thing where she did, like, the jump scare, you know, at the beginning of it. And I was like, can they incorporate that into the actual game? And then I saw this and I was like, what is happening over here? And she's actually moving forward with her shoulders. Dude, it's so crazy, dude. And like, I like how Chun-Li tries to kick, and you see how it ends? And so it just whiffs, and then she has a lunge attack. But yes, this into the lunge attack, as soon as I saw that, I got nightmares of Voldo, okay? Like, everybody who says Voldo vibes, yeah. As soon as I saw that, that's the first thing that came into my brain was, oh God, Voldo. Oh God, I gotta deal with the car again. I don't want to deal with the car, please. Dude, if everybody can crawl in the battle hub, if that's her master action, oh my God. That'll be the funniest shit ever, dude. Seeing like 70 people in a battle hub all just spidering, like worming their way across the floor. Oh my God, it would be amazing. Oh my God, that would be so amazing. And then this. So I guess she has F.A.N.G's coward crouch kick, right? Because this looks a lot like how F.A.N.G did the double kick from the coward crouch, and sure enough, I think she can link out of this. She even has a throw out of the coward crouch. So here's her coward crouch, and then she has a throw animation here. And I still can't figure out where all of her limbs are when she does this. Like, oh God, that is so bizarre. Yo, look at Chun-Li. She's like, what the fuck? Help! Help! Oh my God. Dude. Is her costume like have poison? Like, you see like the weird like kind of waves coming from her when she does that. Like, she literally puts you to sleep. She just puts you to, like, she really just makes it so that you either can't breathe or she's forcing you to breathe poison, dude. Oh, cross up. Here's her level 1 super where she flips you up into the air, hits you with a bubble, and then, dude, such a subtle little thing. They hit it here so well. But you remember F.A.N.G's super? Fly like a bird, right? Watch her. Woo, woo. She flaps her arms like F.A.N.G when she comes down, dude. Like, that's so sick. Nice throwback right there. Nice throwback. Oh, and that poison. Yeah, everything is poisoning you. So this is the thing. Is like, as everything is poisoning you, she's either gonna have to be kind of really bad, except for the poison adding to the damage, or something. Like, I'm scared about how strong this character is gonna be. However, I mean, the balance, like, Rashid came out really good, so. And so a lot of people I have said that they feel like that this dress feels kind of generic, like that they're like, okay, I mean, this feels like a horror movie kind of dress thing. Like, this is what you expect to see from like some evil, creepy Annabelle doll or something like that. So I think that's kind of the vibe that they were trying to go for. I thought the costume was sick. Like, I like this costume, to be honest with you. And of course, it's costume number 2. Costume number 2 that they have so far successfully done a really good job for the brand new characters of making you want costume number 2. It's very gothic. There you go. Thank you, Renato. That is the word that I'm looking for right there. Gothic. Yeah. We have more information. We'll get there in just a little bit. But again, the costume 2s are always so good. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I still haven't. I need to get to World Tour, and I'm too stingy to buy my freaking Kimberly number 2 costume on Steam. I have it on the PS5 because I had my Chipotle bucks. But I still don't have Kim's second costume on the other. Dude, the fact that they got her to terrorize JP, yeah, is so good, dude. They knew. And I think they wanted to show like boss character versus boss character kind of thing here. I should ask Capcom, actually. I should ask. You know, Drake's Revenge? I'm going to do that. I should ask. But again, we see a cancel, right? So this is what F.A.N.G wanted to do originally here. She does EX ball here into her coward crouch thing. But like I said, it's 2 coward crouches. She's one where she slides forward and one where she just like worms. And we got to figure out how that works. But she gets under there and is able to, the bubble pop burst and hit him first. Dang, look at this. Pop. Yeah, the bubble hit him, and then she was able to combo off of that. And then Invul, so does she have an OD wake up that's just an escape? Look at that. Either that or it's only projectile invincible. But this might be her wake up option here. This might actually be her wake up option. And then has this flip attack here where she, oh my god. Dude, how did the hell does she balance up there like that? But that's so sick. Look at it. It's like the snake. Right? It's like the snake is like, and then just like, dude, she's so cool. She's so cool. And then the way she gets off you too, right back into the pose. There's that double kick that she can link out of into the jabs. Cancel into the bubble, by the way. Boom, boom, cancel into the bubble, pow. And then she throws out that ground bubble there. She gets the drive impact counter here, boom. Does she even use that ground bubble there? No, the ground bubble does nothing. But here we go, launch, and then she has freaking, like, this is about as anime super as you can get. Like, the first time I saw that, I was like, what the like, I don't know if anybody in Street Fighter history has had a super like this. This is seriously some Guilty Gear shit right here, dude. This is just absolutely crazy. Like, this is some Unial stuff, Under Night in Birth stuff going on over here, dude. Like, that's just crazy. Then bubble, I drive rush in there, double kick, link, drive rush cancel, hit you into the EX. Whoa, does she have like a scorpion get over here? Look at this. What the hell? So she does the kick thing into EX stabby, launch over. She's got the reverse get over here. And then she's got this double hit that she links out of into that upward spike. Wait, why did she able to chain? Is that upward spike? That might just be the nail special move, but the heavy version that goes straight up. Because see, she does that. We saw her use that as an anti-air and then canceled into the level 3. Yo, that pose is... Dude, that is terrifying looking, dude. She's actually like snake, like it's like the snake head basically. And then this is cool because she literally hits you on all the chakras. Like this, she's hitting you on all the chakra points here. And dude, all people who have trouble with personal space, this is so uncomfortable. For everybody out there like me who has trouble with people invading your personal space, this was just like, oh God. Oh God. And then what is it? Dude, what is... Like, dude, this animation is so sick. And then nice little, acupuncture point right here. Oh, dude, the way she moves his head, look at this. Look at the disrespect in the way she moves your head. Look at JP. He's like that stab on his spine like froze him. And JP is like, I can't move. And then she just grabs her head and is just like, look at that, dude. Dude, that's so disrespectful, dude. Oh my God. Got you on the neck. Got you on the thigh. Got you on the chest and the stomach. And then one on the head. Bing! And see all your chakras here exploding. And then I don't know if people notice, that is the bagua in the background over there. That is known as the 8 arrays. It is a very, very important Chinese symbol. A lot of people credit it to Zhuge Liang, A.K.I. Kong Ming, from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms series. He created something called the 8 arrays, which was like this crazy military strategy that just would trap armies and the armies couldn't escape or something. It was just like, it almost sounds like an ancient triangle offense. It was like crazy thing. And so that's the bagua. And so what happens on each octagon, there's 3 stripes. That's the feng shui symbol in the middle over there. But on each of the octagon octants, there are 3 stripes. And across all 8 of the quadrants, a different number of the stripes have a line going through it, like you see over here. I don't know if they did that accurately over here, but basically, permutations and combinations wise, there is only 8 possible combinations of, with stripes or without. So each one of these has a different number of lines going through. So this one is solid line, solid. This one is, I think, is solid line, line. This one I think is line, line, line. This one is solid, 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 etc., etc. So that's what the bagua is. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let's take a look at this. Bagua. Let's take a look at this. So if we go to here, let's do this here. This is not quite, let me see if there's, okay, here's a good traditional picture of it. Oh, they won't let me, oh, these are all like stupid, these are all market things. Okay, here we go. Here's the non-market one, so I can actually do this a little bit here. We can actually see a bunch of different takes on the bagua as well over here. So this is a very, very, like I said, an important symbol in Chinese history over here. There's the picture right here. So open image, new tab. There we go. So this is the bagua over here. So this is officially the Bagua. So yeah, you can see how it looks over here. All 8 permutations of whether you have, so like here's a single line, a single line, a single line, here's the double, here's a double, here's a double, and here's a triple, and here's like none right here. Bagua, ba is 8. Ba is 8. I'm see if I can remember what the gua means over here. This should be in the Wikipedia page that I just was at over here. Bagua. Let's see. What do they say over here? Bagua. 8. I mean, like I said, I've just heard of it called the 8 arrays, is what I've heard of it. I think it might be gates. I'm not sure. But like, here's another version of it here. As you can see, they've assigned elements to each one of them: heaven, wind, water, mountain, earth, thunder, fire, and river. And even from a lot of other things here, each of the gates are a different direction over here: north, west, south, east. And as you can see, you know, fire, earth, etc. Like, there's so much with Bagua and Chinese like history and I want to call it mysticism, but that's not quite the word that I want to describe it. Literally 8 symbols are 8 trigrams used in Taoist cosmology to represent the fundamental principles of reality, seen as a range of 8 interrelated concepts. Thank you, Investigation Cone, for that over there. So that's basically, yeah, and you can see how, you know, they've interpreted each of the gates as fame, marriage, creativity, travel, career, knowledge, family, wealth, etc., etc. It's such an important thing in Chinese history, the Bagua. And so, like, the fact that they actually just kind of tossed that in there subtly into her background of her critical art, I think is really sick. Is really, really sick. So there you go. There is and also, by the way, if you guys know, the number 4 in Chinese is considered bad luck, right? Because that's pronounced shi. And the word for dead is shi. And so because it has the same pronunciation, not the same accent, but it's got the same pronunciation alphabet in it, the number 4 is a bad luck number. So 4 is basically, that's why a lot of casinos in Vegas will not have a 4th floor in their casino, because because Chinese people won't stay on the 4th floor. Well, on the opposite side of things, the number 8 is the lucky number for Chinese. So you know how in the Western culture, 7 is the lucky number. 8 is actually the lucky number for China, for Chinese people, and I'm pretty sure it is related to this. I think that this is basically related here to the 8 arrays, the 8 gates. So yeah, 4 is bad in Japan. I'm not surprised as well. I mean, it's just like if you ever play mahjong, like my parents used to play mahjong in like our study, in my parents' like study room, and there are books there. You can't face your back against the books because the word to lose is shu, and the word for books is shu. So like if you sit with your back to the books, you're losing because it's the same word, it's the same pronunciation. So but yeah, I just think it's so sick. Sorry for the complete tangent on the Bagua here, but I think it's actually I saw it and I was like, that's so sick. Like, and I just wanted to talk about it, and I just think that it's neat that they threw it in there. You know, I think that's kind of neat. You'll see a lot of references to the 8 arrays in a bunch of stuff. I'm sure there's been references to it in stuff like Dragon Ball and all sorts of everything like that. So 8 sounds like 100 in Cantonese and Japanese, so it's associated with wealth. Yep, makes sense. But here we go. And then my magnum opus, and boom, explosion. And I don't even want to know what the hell happened And the hands just being here like this. Oh my god. What a sick pose. And then I just love the fact, again, this personal space thing, dude. Like, dude, Aki, come on. Come on, dude. And the fact that she just like straight up murks you at the end of this, dude. Like what is she aiming for here, right? Is she going for the chest, the heart? Like, what is happening here, dude? And that smile and the irises. Look how small her irises are. Just to increase the creepiness of this. It's so, yeah, throat, probably. You're probably right. But, like, the fact that they made her mouth extremely wide, her irises, her pupil is just non-existent. And, like I said, the fact that they were just willing to make her look as creepy as humanly possible, like, I'm over the moon on that. Honestly, to me, it's so cool and it's so important that they went that route with her, because you just don't get that kind of thing with a lot of the fact that she's actually making Juri seem normal is crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. Oh man. But here we go. Let's do this over here. Let's zoom this out. I love it, to be honest with you. I love it. The fact that, yeah, Sejam's joke about fixing her has now become like the thing that Capcom is just using that all over the place. It's so crazy. Oh, thanks, Karn. Appreciate it. Oh, man. And yeah, you know what? If she actually turns out to be broken, there's going to be so many we can't fix her jokes, dude. There's so many. Dude, the artist, too. The artist actually drew this picture. This picture here. Some artist actually drew this picture here. But the best thing about that is that, like, shout outs to whoever's in charge of the Street Fighter Twitter account, because they're kind of on the ball right now. They're kind of on the ball, because then they, after that drawing came out, they retweeted it, and then they posted this. The Street Fighter Japan account actually just posted this. Like, they... Like, whoever's in charge of the social media for Street Fighter is on the ball here. Like, this is literally the Street Fighter Japan account posting this, dude. Like, it's actually kind of amazing that they did this. So shout outs to them. Shout outs to them for that. But the PlayStation blog talks about her a little bit here. Double coil in trouble. I like it. Appreciate that. Aki, the maniacal mistress of poison, will slither her way into Fighting Ground World Tour and Battle Hub in Street Fighter 6 starting September 27th. Dude, we've got 22 days. 22 days on PS5 and PS4, and of course all the other platforms, but this is the PlayStation blog, so I'm not going to say it. Feeding off orders from her master, A.K.I. F.A.N.G, Aki injects poison into enemies that dare stand within striking distance, all with a smile. You can't fix her, but she will fix you. Like, the fact they are going in on this joke, dude. It's crazy. It's so crazy, dude. Shout outs to Sejam getting his joke canonized in Street Fighter lore over here, dude. I think F.A.N.G was supposed to have died in 5. I think. I don't know. A new character to the Street Fighter series. He is dead. Okay. Aki snakes through life only to please her outstanding and phenomenal master F.A.N.G from Street Fighter 5. Does outstanding mean he's dead? I think that means he's dead. Under orders to dig in the remnants of Shadowloo, she finds herself infatuated with the powers that be. So that's probably why they had her fighting JP, because JP is kind of, well, I don't know. There's two branches of Shadowloo, right? Now there's the JP branch and the Ed branch. So I'm not sure. China. So they're adding China to World Tour here. In World Tour, help A.K.I find her herbal medicine in Tianhongyuan, a new area where you can increase your bond with her and learn her deadly moves. Tianhongyuan. Yuan? What does yuan mean? It could mean so many different things, but it's red sky something. Red sky something, I think. Put those moves to use in the battle hub in the ever popular and always wacky avatar battles. Explore how the addition of poison improves your custom combos. No, that doesn't mean they're adding custom combos to the game. Yeah, F.A.N.G, I mean, wasn't necessarily an homage to those Kung Fu Hustle twins, Shogundo. Those Kung Fu Hustle guys have been in a lot of martial arts movies. That kind of style, that kind of look. That's why when I first saw F.A.N.G, I actually really liked him, because it was a reference to something that I had seen before. And the way that he was super long and stretchy, like, I don't know if you guys, I mean, the Chinese people will know in this, but a lot of the times the credits in Chinese movies would be, because Chinese was written vertically, it would start on the left side of the screen and go all the way to the right, but it wasn't scrolling. It would be like print one screen of credits, print the next screen of credits, print the next screen of credits, etc., etc. So when they translated Chinese movies from the theater to the home, they did the standard thing in which they would kill the letterbox format and cut off the sides. And they would actually just, put a pan and scan for the movie, or most of the time it was low budget and it was just literally, you just saw whatever was in the center. But whenever they got to the credits area, they couldn't do that because they would cut off a bunch of the credits. So what they did was they just showed it regular but stretched it up and down, which is why all of the credits in Chinese movies back in the day of VHSs and stuff like that, the credits, everybody always looked really long for no reason at all. And so, like, literally when I saw F.A.N.G, he looked like the end credits character of a Chinese movie. And I saw him, I was like, this is so cool. And a lot of people are always like, they give me crap because I'm always like, I don't like Remy and 12 and because what are they? Like, they're not even fighting styles. And they're like, but you like F.A.N.G? Because I've seen F.A.N.G in so many martial arts movies that, yes, F.A.N.G is not weird and crazy to me. He's actually a martial arts character that I've seen in enough Kung Fu movies, dude. I have seen this character enough times in Kung Fu movies as a kid that when I saw F.A.N.G, I was like, this is the sickest design. I thought he was so cool. So, yeah, I think F.A.N.G is amazing, honestly. Game director Takayuki Nakayama spoke on the team's inspiration on designing a visually striking character like A.K.I. The character design we landed on was a pale-skinned disciple. Yeah, shout out to the fact that her face is literally just white. Oh, and by the way, if your face, and that's also important lore as well. This actually has nothing to do with racism, okay? So bear with me on this one. But all villains in Chinese stories have a white face. Their faces are very painted white, and that is to resemble ghosts, to resemble spirits, right? Spirits always had the white face. And so whenever you see any sort of Chinese opera or anything like that, the good guys would all have the red faces and the bad guys would have the white faces. That's why Guan Yu, a.k.a. Kong Ming, not Kong Ming, Xuan De, I think that's his nickname. Guan Yu, who is one of the most famous generals in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, has always been said that he is described with a very red face. And that is to portray that he is one of the good guys of basically the story, right? Whenever you see a Chinese opera, like in the Zhuge Liang versus Zhou Yu or Zhuge Liang versus Sima Yi kind of things, Zhuge Liang will always have a redder face, and Sima Yi will always have white face paint on their faces. Let me see if I can see some examples here. Chinese opera over here. So here, let me just move this over here. So here, for example, this is clearly more of a heroic character here because with more of a red face, right? So let's do white face over here. So these are the villains here. All the characters that have this kind of mask and stuff, like this character over here, Jingrol is what they call that. Is that what they call it? Rough or mighty. Oh no, that's a different thing over there. But yeah, basically characters with the white face paint are almost always bad guys. So you see in these examples over here, these are all going to be villains in Chinese opera, in Chinese lore. This is going to be good guys over here. These are the good guys over here with the red masks on. And I always like, one of my favorite stories I've always liked to tell is we were working with China at my last job. And they were giving us metrics. They were actually testing like computer load or performance. It was performance metrics. They were timing how long it took for everything to do. And all the numbers that were good performance, they colored the box in spreadsheet red. And they colored all the bad boxes, I think yellow or something like that. And my manager saw this, and my manager is Caucasian, right? He's American. And he looked at these like, why are these colored red? This is so weird. And he recolored the entire spreadsheet with all the bad numbers in red and all the good numbers in green and stuff. And when he sent it back, the China offices were like, why did you change all the bad numbers red? Like they were so confused. And I was like, oh, by the way. By the way, manager, I basically said to my manager, like, by the way, red means good in Chinese. And he was like, oh crap. And he felt so horrible. He was like, oh my God, was I just racist by accident? And I was like, dude, don't worry about it. You had no idea, dude. You had no idea. But it was just like, it's one of my favorite stories, dude. It's just like really funny. Pale-skinned disciple, with her fighting style being a combination of the poison hand and F.A.N.G snake-style martial arts. Therefore, we decided to proceed with A.K.I being a white snake that carries poison. Her snake-skin Chinese dress has a beautiful sheen like a black mamba, Kobe Bryant, with material that looks ominous when it shines and animates. The serpentine pattern you see from her chest to her stomach is meant to resemble the belly of a snake. Her distinct hairstyle was an idea that came from outside the design team, which incorporates the symbol of an assassin, kasa, umbrella in Japanese, through her hair. Based on this concept, we tweaked the way her eyes hide behind her hair and the overall silhouette. We took extra care in making the silhouette of the collar and the way her eyes are hidden to look alluring when viewed from the side. I don't know about you, like, this character is not alluring to me. She's scary, but, you know, there's a lot of people out there who I think that's kind of their thing. So, you know, there you go. Every time you land a fireball, Kobe! Oh, man. Red-green is actually kind of pain anyways due to common color blindness. Yes, absolutely true as well. So... yeah, death cap mushroom. I mean, yeah, I think we're all kind of correct. Aki has learned from her master about the best uses for poison, but her nails offer a twisted reminder that she is a different creature altogether. She's literally Voldo and Ivy, like, merged into one, because literally her claws are like Ivy's sword, right? Like, it's kind of the same thing. Excelling at long-range combat and with the ability to poison enemies through her cauldron of tricks, love the choice of words, Aki controls the stage, waiting for her prey to blink. Like F.A.N.G, once Aki poisons an enemy, their vitality will slowly deplete as long as the effect remains. Shoutouts to using the word vitality. People made fun of me when I called zero health zero vital, because that's literally what it said in Street Fighter 2. After you won, it said vital, 0. So we called it zero vital, and people would yell at me, who calls it zero vital? Why is this? Dude, vitality, that's your health. Anyways, from a distance, she can use Serpent Lash, sending her nails flying forward like a chain, poisoning enemies she hits. The OD version of Serpent Lash hooks onto enemies, allowing Aki to hop forward to close the distance. So yeah, she has Hazuma's version, and not Scorpion's. So she's not get over here, she's I'll come to you. And that's what Hazuma does in Blaze Blue, right? So Blaze Blue, he stabs you with the thing and then flies over to you. When she strikes an opponent who is already poisoned with moves like Serpent Lash, a Toxic Blossom triggers with a resulting explosion, can open enemies up to follow attacks. So this is like the Stain state in for Testament, except I think you have to hit them specifically with poison moves. Yeah, Black Mamba is Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so when she hits you with the nail when you're poisoned, that's the explosion and gives you extra combos. Her fireball Nightshade Pulse sends a bubble forward that also poisons enemies on hits. She can strike the bubble with Nightshade Chaser to pop it in advance, increasing the area of effect. Aki can also use Orchid Spring to place a puddle in front of her, which affects opponents who step in it. So instead of Ryobenda being a literal wall, this is more like an NRS character again, where she just poisons the floor, and if you stand on the floor, I guess you're actually poisoned. Yeah, I mean, there's no coincidence on that. Duolon probably, I mean, they're probably using the same snake martial arts style, right? So they're both probably doing that. So it's really funny that Duolon and Aki are coming out in the same month. Like, what an odd coincidence, but snakes always lurk where their prey can't see them. Aki can use Cruel Fate to flip backwards towards enemies, sending her nails to strike from above. Like a contortionist, she can instantly coil to the ground and under enemies with Snake Step. So that's going to be her Coward Crouch. Aki takes this even further with Sinister Slide, where she can slither from full screen to avoid threats while stalking forward. From Sinister Slide, she can perform 3. This is the fast one, so I don't know how she does the shoulder thing. She can perform 3 actions. Venomous Fang sends her leaping forward to poison enemies. We saw that was the Voldo attack. Heel Strike starts combos off of on a successful hit. That was the double kick that looked like Fang's double kick. And Entrapment wraps around her body to enemies to constrict them. I like the fact that someone said that, did they call it entrapment to remind you of Catherine Zeta-Jones slithering through the lasers in Entrapment? But I thought that was kind of funny, actually. Aki's level 1 super deadly implication launches enemies in the air with a kick and traps them in a gigantic poisonous bubble, leaving them across the stage. Her level 2 super tainted talons extends multiple talons forwards and leaves a large pool of poison in its wake that lasts for a significant amount of time. So she also plants poison on the ground too. That's crazy. Yeah. The Duolon trailer dropped yesterday. During Aki's level 3 super claws of Yadzi. I don't know what the pronunciation or what this means is going to be. Claws of Yadzi or Yadzi. Yatsu. Would it be claws of teeth? Yatsu. No, because if it was Yatsu, it wouldn't be spelled Z-I. It would be spelled... Actually, would this be Z-I? She pierces various pressure points on the enemy's body and injects a poison that detonates from within. Getting tied up in these chains will see you screaming in agony. My magnum opus. Aki will be unlocked for owners of the Year 1 Character Pass, Deluxe Edition, or Ultimate Edition on September 27th. Get a taste of her poison for an hour with a rental fighter ticket, which can be obtained in a fighting pass. Don Aki in an elegant additional outfit, which is also available when she unlocks. Speaking of Aki, Fighting Pass will release on September 1, contain cosmetic items to help prepare for Aki's concoction. These are some cool stuff. They give you F.A.N.G's shades, they give you F.A.N.G's hat, they give you a gas mask, they give you a nice little Chinese dress over here. They give you Aki's earrings, some cute stickers over here, even a snake. A dead snake. I think it's hilarious, dude. Whether it's from her tongue or the brewing poison, the soft hissing grows ever louder approaching the end of September when Aki is introduced in Street Fighter 6. So, there you go. That's Aki. Aki looks ridiculous. Is there, like, someone said that Mike Ross has a good reaction trailer, or am I being trolled? Or is it just hilarious? Because anything with Mike Ross is actually just amazing. So, but again, yeah, actually, trolled. Okay, honestly, she might actually be an interesting replacement for a Vega. She might actually be kind of like a Vega-esque character, maybe. With the claw ranges and stuff like that, but I don't think she's going to have the speed of Vega, so I don't think it's going to be quite the same thing. But again, if you're just going to make a character that's like, hey, we're the replacement F.A.N.G, like, this is crazy. This is wild. Also, by the way, just so you guys understand, which is weird, and I don't see why they did this, but F.A.N.G does not officially have a period at the end of his name. His name is F.A.N.G. He does not have a period at the end of his name. I was pointed out by a Capcom representative. F.A.N.G has no dot at the end of his name. Aki does. She has a dot. She's A.K.I. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the case, but that's just how it is. So... F.A.N.G was a combination of a charge and motion. So I don't know if Aki is going to be a combination of the two as well. Not really sure. Yeah, I know, right? It could just be just how it is. So, I'll be honest, I didn't see anything that looked like charge. Yeah, she doesn't look like a charge character. Nothing in my brain right now screams charge character, so... but she's so sick looking. She's so cool looking. I mean, honestly, like, dude, I love what they did to Rashid. And like I said, how they made him more parkour. They enhanced his cool wind stuff. And then after I saw Rashid, I was like, you know what? If they can keep this up, I'm excited to see what they do with Aki, Ed, and Akuma. And dude, Aki is just like, dude, she turned out wild. Like, she is crazy. Like, it's hard to make a properly creepy character, but the way that they made her, and that whole invasion of personal space thing is just, it's so frustrating. Like, it's just like, that's true. We can watch the Dualon trailer a little bit later on, Katy Perry. We'll watch that for sure. But again, Aki is just, she's so cool. She's so neat. And like I said, I love the character design. I absolutely love the way that she's just designed. I'm so glad that they were willing to make her very distinct visually and stuff. Again, she's just a character who like you can't mistake her at this point, right? You really can't mistake her. And like I said, I mean, look at the way her shoulder looks over there. It almost looks like it's wrong, right? Like, if you look at her shoulder over there, it almost looks like her shoulder is a string. Like, there's just something about the way she looks that's like really off and makes her arms look long and stuff. But again, I love this because it really makes it so that, like I said, even if you take away if you dress them in a t-shirt and jeans and took away the hair, you can tell the difference between every female character in Street Fighter 6. Like, they are absolutely distinct from each other. Cammy is always going to be the most generic looking character in the game in terms of the women in the game. But outside of that, with Marisa, Manon, Lily, unfortunately, because she just looks like a little girl now. But, you know, Aki, like, they all look so distinct. And obviously Chun-Li with the thighs, right? Like, you can't mistake her. But it's just like, it looks dislocated, exactly. But, like, oh God, I'm so happy for this character. And again, it's hard, right? Because obviously, you know, I commentate Street Fighter 6. I'm in Street Fighter 6. I love Street Fighter 6. It sounds like I'm gushing in a way that may be a little bit overdone, or like, oh, come on, James, you know, whatever, you know, you're being a shill or whatever like that. And I get it. I absolutely get it. It's hard for me to fight against that perception. But she's just so cool, dude. She's just so cool. Like they're making the characters how I wanted the characters to be. This is how I wanted it to be. I wanted them to be distinct. I wanted them to be unique and everything. And again, shout outs to Faye for the excellent voice acting for her as well. So I'm thrilled with the way that this character's turning out, and I can't wait to see how she adds to this. And the question really is now, how are they going to do Ed? Is Ed from Street Fighter V going to be actually modern Ed? And classic Ed is actually modern Ed? Right? Like, is Ed actually gonna get motions for his moves and be the classic Ed, and modern is actually Street Fighter V Ed, so modern ends up being classic Ed, and classic Ed ends up being modern Ed? I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it, because honestly, Ed is like not interesting to me. Like, Ed is just not an interesting character to me. So if they can figure out a way to make Ed interesting, like if they can actually get a means by which I can actually see Ed and be like, oh my God, he's so sick. Like, dude, his super should involve like Falk coming in and the big giant gorilla coming in. He should be like Captain Commando all of a sudden or something like that. He should have his whole team come and help him. His critical art should literally just be like all of the characters on his team coming in here and fighting. So Ed is, I mean, they wouldn't put Falcon before Ed because Ed is too important to the storyline. They're trying to make him into something, right? Because he's the new leader of Shadaloo, all this stuff. He was in Street Fighter 4, the Balrog ending, all this stuff. Like, they've been planning something with Ed for a while. So clearly there's something about him that is important. So he's definitely going to be sticking around for a little bit. So, but there you go. That's Aki, and I think she's amazing. I think she's really, really cool. I have no intention of trying to fix her, but, you know, I'm excited to see how she plays, and because she is Aki, to go along with my Cammy, Mika, Maki, Kim whole kind of deal, I might have to actually learn her. Maybe she'll be my third main character that I wanted to have. Because it was supposed to be Zangief at first, but now we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll just be Aki if she turns out cool and fun. So I will definitely give her a strong look to see how she plays. And it'll be cool to have a different style as well, because I have two rushdown characters in Cammy and in Kim. And it would be nice to have a zonery defensive kind of character in Aki. So see what happens. But looks cool. September 27th, 22 days. I'm kind of excited about this. So her Chinese name is kind of interesting. How do you pronounce that? Necromancy Black. What is that Chinese name over there? Let me actually see if I can find it over here. Let's do Google Translate. Go. Demon. Her name is just Demon. Let's do, let's change this to Chinese, shall we? Chinese. Oh, Agui. Agui. Yeah, Gui is basically means like creature. Is creature. Yeah, okay, okay. The second character is actually Oni, Gui. Let me see if I can see something really quick here. Do, 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 do. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I'm correct. I'm correct. So, little fun fact for you guys: if you guys are actually fans of the movie Gremlins, very, very, very 80s movie, so old movie, Mogwai. Gui is the Cantonese pronunciation of Gui. So Mogwai is basically in Pinyin would be pronounced Mogwai. Mogwai. So Mogwai, that last character, demon, creature, monster, A.K.I. Oni, like the Akuma character. It's all the same word, Gui. So in other words, in Chinese, her name is Gui. I don't know what the ah means over here. Let me take a look at what this means over here. This just means they don't really have any translations for it. Weird. But yeah, it's the same word. Gui and Oni and Gui is all the same word there. So if you ever saw the word Mogwai, Mogwai actually is a Chinese phrase for like demon creature kind of. That's why they called him Mogwai in the Gremlins movies. Okay then. More tangents for you guys. Love bringing out lots of weird tangents for you guys. Weird facts, a lot of fun things like that. You will not find a character breakdown like mine. I definitely have a very unique take on character breakdowns. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And I hope you guys have fun with all of the little tangents that I go on. And if you guys do appreciate it, leave a comment below and let me know if you could fix Aki, how would you try to fix her? Let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in here on YouTube. And you can see the second topic will be up a little bit later on. But for now, that'll be it for me, for the YouTube audience. Twitch guys, stick around. But the day that this podcast graced your ears was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.